Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law, so please subscribe to our channel. You know, we're used to, when we talk about marriages, we're used to sort of looking at the husband and wife as a unit. In that whatever money she makes is part hers and part his. Whatever, he buys is half his, but it's also half hers. Well, what happens with criminal responsibility? Are you responsible for the criminal activity of your spouse? And is that something that you're worried about? Are you concerned that, if there was a divorce and then something would come up, what responsibility would you have? Would you be prosecuted for something that your spouse did? And the short answer is no. The short answer is that each person has their own sort of criminal file, if you will. And if there's nothing in your file, then you're free of the charges. And if there's something in his file, he's got to deal with it. And that's his problem and not yours. But you have to remember, in order to be free of criminal responsibility, you have to have not committed a crime. So that seems to go without saying, but some people don't realize that. For example, it depends what the crime is. I mean, if your wife gets drunk and throws a brick through a jewelry store window, that's going to be on her. You're not going to have responsibility for that. On the flip side, if your husband is committing some sort of fraud and defrauding the IRS in a joint tax return that you're signing, you may pick up some liability, but it won't be because he committed a crime. It'll be because your action in signing that return, in saying, yes, this is our true and accurate income under the penalty of perjury, that's you committing a crime. So the short answer is you're not really going to be responsible for the crimes of another person, whether it's your spouse or not. But you've got to make sure that you're not doing anything wrong as well. So, we see all these cases where, one party's a drug dealer and there's all sorts of cash coming in and they live high in the hog and they have a boat and they have this and they have that, all from ill-gotten gains. Well, don't be surprised if you're in that situation. You can say, well, I never sold any drugs. I didn't know anything about it. Yeah, but you are benefiting from the ill-gotten gains. Don't be surprised if the federal government comes and seizes your home, your boat, your fur, your this, your that, because they are permitted to do that under the theory that you're not an innocent spouse. If you are an innocent spouse, it's a different story, but how innocent are you really if you weather that lifestyle, if you see what goes on, you know what's happening, you think if you turn a blind eye to it, it's going to help you. And it'll help you, but only to a very limited degree. So you have to realize that, no, you're not responsible for the criminal acts of somebody else. But at the same time, if you're participating in that, and you're a conspirator in that, a conspirator either during or maybe even after the fact, there may be some criminal activity that you are actually engaged in, and therefore, yes, you might well be responsible. Not for his criminal actions, but your own. If you have any questions about that, reach out. And of course, we'll be glad to help you out.